This is Matthew Kratter, and today I want to talk about crypto's fatal flaw. This video is based on a series of tweets by Miles Deutscher, in which he asserts that there's a major fundamental flaw in crypto that's starting to emerge, and it's the number one reason why altcoins are underperforming this cycle. Currently, there seems to be no fix. I just dug through all the data, and what I found was shocking. If we dig down a couple tweets down, it wasn't just the old projects deciding to launch. This was at the beginning of 2024, talking about different crypto projects being launched by venture capitalists. Many new players saw the new bullish conditions as an opportunity to launch a project and make a quick buck. As a result, 2024 has seen a historic number of new crypto launches. Here are the stats. They're crazy. Over 1 million new crypto tokens have been launched since April alone, half of which are meme coins created on the Solana network. You could argue that these numbers are inflated by the ease of deploying a meme on chain, and yes, that's true, but it's still an insane figure. For more accurate numbers, see the image below from CoinGecko, which excludes many of the smaller memes. And this is important. We now have 5.7 times the amount of crypto tokens that we did during the peak bull in 2021. So currently 2.5 million crypto tokens versus 443,000 back in 2021. And as Miles Deutscher points out, this is a big problem, and it's one of the major reasons why crypto has been struggling this year, despite Bitcoin hitting new all-time highs. Why is this? The more tokens that launch, the more cumulative supply pressure on the market, and this supply pressure stacks. Many projects from 2021 are still unlocking, with supply stacking across every subsequent year. Current estimates suggest that there's around 150 million to 200 million of new supply pressure per year. This constant sell pressure takes a huge toll on the market. Think of it as token dilution or inflation. Miles has seemingly rediscovered an ancient truth here, and that is that Bitcoin is scarce and one of a kind, and shitcoins are not. This is why Bitcoin has been hitting new all-time highs, while all of these other coins have not. And this is why all shitcoins trend to zero against Bitcoin over time, because Bitcoin is special and scarce, whereas anyone can print up their own shitcoin. It's really easy to print up your own money and dump it on noobs, especially when the SEC is in retreat mode in an election year like 2024. It's really these retail investors who are the noobs at the poker table who don't realize that they are the exit liquidity. What the VCs and other insiders want to do is they want to dump their shitcoins and buy Bitcoin with the proceeds. This is exactly what the EOS scammers did. In 2017, they raised over $4 billion in an ICO selling this EOS token junk. And then what they did once they had their money is they bought Bitcoin with it. So Block One, which is the company behind it, now has 164,000 Bitcoin. And what did the retail noobs have? Well, they were the exit liquidity, and EOS has basically gone to zero against Bitcoin since 2017. So what is Miles Deutscher's main solution for this problem? It's this, that we need more institutional crypto funds to buy this garbage from crypto VCs so that retail investors can sometimes get a pump and not be permanently disillusioned and leave the market. I'm not kidding. This is his main solution. This is eerily reminiscent of the US Treasury and the Fed trying to find new places to stuff their toxic sludge treasuries so that they can keep issuing it. This is because crypto just recreates the fiat system, complete with money printing by insiders, seigniorage, and dumping on those who don't understand the game that's actually being played. If you're finding this video helpful so far, I just ask you to help to support the channel. Click the subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, question, suggestion for a future video. Also share this video with a friend or family member. So this really is Miles Deutscher's solution. I must emphasize the need for more liquid funds in crypto. There are comparatively too many VCs, and by extension, there are too few rubes at the table who are hoovering up this garbage. So we need more institutional investors to take it down. This reminds me of this bet that Zender made with Eric Voorhees 3 years ago. They bet that the market cap of a bag of coins he posted on his account to his followers would decrease in value if held on a 3-year period compared to just holding Bitcoin. This was put together in June of 2021. It's now coming due. In 2021, there was an euphoric bull run, but as always, the shitcoins are dumped more than Bitcoin. Many of the people that hold these coins do not have the conviction that Bitcoiners have, and that's a very important point that Zender makes. Since then, the ratio of the bag of coins compared to Bitcoin market cap has decreased from 56% to 47%. These coins have been handpicked by Eric Voorhees, who is an OG in the space that owns an exchange and has the highest knowledge about all the tech in the crypto world. You're better than him, right? anon. So it turns out that that bet was actually won by Zender. And it's not surprising. Meanwhile, elsewhere in crypto land, we have the founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, saying, I don't see how Bitcoin survives. It's a religion, not an ecosystem. It will die a slow heat death. But it turns out that what's actually dying a slow heat death is the exchange rate between Cardano and Bitcoin. And even in spite of all this positive news for crypto, Cardano is still hitting new lows because people are realizing it's absolute garbage. And when you take a look at the Cardano ecosystem, you can see in terms of the apps, the most popular app, which is MinSwap, and the next most popular app, which is Dex Hunter, they have just low thousands of users, so about 3.3 thousand users and 1,300 users. This is a tiny, tiny ecosystem for such a large market cap coin. But Chucky don't care because he got his private jet on the backs of working men and women who got dumped on by him. So think of him, you Cardano holders, as your Cardano continues to trend to zero against Bitcoin. At least he got a private jet out of it. I wanted to do a quick update as well on the SEC closing its investigation into ConsenSys, which is the parent company that controls the MetaMask wallet and a lot of the node running in the Ethereum ecosystem. It was started by Joe Lubin, who's also a co-founder of Ethereum. So it's really a major piece of infrastructure in the space, as well as having these founders like Joe Lubin involved. It's a very incestuous space. But the good news is that the SEC has closed their investigation into ConsenSys. Vitalik Buterin, Joe Lubin, ConsenSys, and other Ethereum insiders will now be able to continue to dump on retail investors who don't understand the game that is being played here. As I've said many times on this channel, Ethereum clearly passes the Howey test. You can apply it yourself, and I've done it before in videos here. Ethereum is thus an investment contract and a security, but for election year reasons, Ethereum is getting a free pass from the SEC along with other crypto, and that definitely removes some headwinds for ETH. But the real question is, does any of this change ETH's fundamental properties? And the answer to that is no. ETH is still a stupid shitcoin without any credible forward monetary policy or credible supply cap. ETH also does a new hard fork every couple months, which is quite impressive for an inert digital quote-unquote commodity. Meanwhile, the market doesn't seem to care about the ConsenSys ruling. This is not even hitting new highs for the move on the backs of that. So a lot of this is priced in. ETH is not a digital commodity, no matter what a government bureaucrat tells you in an election year. And it's important to note that the SEC still has not ruled on this question. All it's done is stop suing ConsenSys, and it has approved the introduction of spot ETH ETFs. So none of these things require ETH to be a commodity necessarily. And ETH is not a commodity because it's still controlled and managed, as we said, by a small group of insiders who benefited from the large pre-mine and now use their ill-gotten gains to achieve outsized influence in block production and transaction selection, thanks to Ethereum's move to proof of stake. Commodities are neutral assets. They're not assets controlled by insiders. Commodities don't change their fundamental nature 7 years in by completely changing their consensus mechanism from proof of work to proof of stake, as Ethereum did in 2022. Commodities don't have a leader, they don't have a roadmap, they don't have a foundation, and they also don't have a legal team that tries to fight everyone to prove to the world that they are a commodity. Eventually, everyone learns that there's only one digital asset that matters, and that is here to stay. And this was what Miles Deutscher was slowly learning in that tweet thread of his. And the only digital asset that matters is Bitcoin, which has all of these advantages that other coins do not. Bitcoin has the Immaculate Conception, first mover advantage, the Lindy effect, the most powerful proof of work network in the world, the best global brand, the deepest liquidity in its markets, and absolutely maniacal hodlers who still won't sell after a 90% drawdown. By contrast with shitcoins like Ethereum and other shitcoins, crypto insiders can't wait to dump and buy Bitcoin with the proceeds. And crypto retail investors are uneducated degens with lettuce hands and zero understanding or conviction. This is really the difference between crypto hodlers and Bitcoin hodlers. And in fact, there really are no crypto hodlers. When you hear them online, they're only crypto gamblers who still think in terms of fiat. And this is what makes Bitcoin so special. It's really the ultimate prize that everyone, even crypto VCs, are scrambling to get their hands on. Bitcoin, you might want to get your hands on some because there really is no second best. I want to point out a couple other places online that you can find this content if you want to consume it in a different form. Swan has started on their Signal Bitcoin blog to syndicate some of my videos. The first one they did was yesterday's video, Will Bitcoin Kill All Stocks? So if you want a text version of my videos, feel free to check this out. And this is something, Swan's not paying me for this or compensating me in any way, but they were kind enough to ask, and they're kind enough to put my material up. And so I appreciate their doing that. This is something that really anyone can do, and you all have my permission to do it as long as you link back to my original video, as Swan is doing here. And there are people doing it. There are a couple tweet threads. Paisa at BTC here did a tweet thread a couple days ago and basically summarized my video. And TFTC has been doing this for a while, which I'm very glad to see, and I'm very flattered. So if you go to TFTC, you can find some of my videos in text form as well. And it looks like this is becoming easier and easier thanks to AI. So if any of you want to do that, create text summaries and share them, just be sure to use my name and to link to the video. And you have my permission to do that as well. The ultimate goal of all this material, obviously, is to create more Bitcoiners and more Bitcoin education that they can consume in whatever form they want to consume, whether it's video or text. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the subscribe and like buttons. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.